Expensive Heat, you are not rocking with the Gawd. What's really good? Let the homie tell you what's good. Tell him.
Cheer. All right, we here. Expensive Heat. My name is Joe Parker, of course. I got a special guest here. Somebody that I like to consider top 5 in black tag teams. In my time as a wrestling fan, I like to look at you as top 5. You know what I'm saying? You was a part of a very important moment. But shout out to my guest today, JTG. OG, my guy. How's it going?
Everything's going great. Appreciate the compliment. Top 5.
I'm going to ask you that too in a little while, but I definitely feel like the representation of black tag teams, you definitely had some longevity in that. You know what I'm saying? You were Shad. Rest in peace, Shad. I'm going to talk about that after. I don't want to get into it. I got a couple questions for you for that. But let's just jump start. So you get your start in 06, OVW, right? As the neighborhoodie.
The neighborhood, yes. The name that Paul Heyman bestowed upon me.
Paul Heyman bestowed. So how long was you the neighborhoodie until you became JTG?
I wasn't the neighborhoodie that long. That was just something to debut me as Shad's partner. I debuted after his L with CM Punk, and then the following week we had a tag team match together and we became tag team champions just like that.
And within the second week? That's crazy.
Within the second week. Yeah.
So when you got there, Cornette was still there when you got there?
Who
Cornette? Jim Cornette?
No, Jim Cornette was already gone. So who was running the show there was Danny Davis, the owner, and Al Snow, TV, and Paul Heyman was helping to hit cover. Yeah.
You got started with some good help right there. Like Paul Heyman is one of my favorites.
With Al Snow, when it came to the in ring, that was Rick Rogers. Rick Rogers taught the psychology of wrestling, in-ring wrestling, and the difference between being a superstar and a wrestler. And then Al Snow definitely taught me the in and outs, locker room etiquette and camera etiquette. He got me camera.
Shout out to Al Snow. I don't know how many people in the loop. Al Snow looks crazy still. Like he's jacked. Like
yeah, you can still go.
Yeah, I looked at it the other day. I didn't even realize I was looking at Al Snow because he's grayed up now. But I'm like, yo, he is jacked. Like he might be more jacked now than he's shredded.
Oh yeah, than his career. Yeah, that's how it usually goes.
When you get time off, is that how you are right now? Like now that you're not on the road, like the 30 was it 350 days a year, something like that?
You're just able to just focus more on your body, and you're not as stressed, you're not that hurt. Yeah, you're working out through injuries and pain. So when you get some time off, working out becomes second nature. It's part of your routine. And now you ain't got no injuries, no pain, no stress.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got no choice but to get bigger.
I hear that. So rest in peace to Shad. When did the two of y'all meet? Because I know y'all both from Brooklyn. Did y'all know each other previously?
We didn't meet in Brooklyn, but that's what definitely resonated with us and kept our bond strong. I met Shad in, I believe it was, when did I move to OVW? It was like as soon as I moved to Louisville, Kentucky to go to OVW, I met him at my first amateur show.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so sometime in December 2002 or 3, I believe. Yeah.
Wow, 2000, over 20 years. That's crazy.
So I was definitely 18 going on 19.
I got to give you credit, bro. You don't age. You look the same, bro.
Thank you, man.
I noticed something about you, though, and I think that's what has to do with the youthfulness, right? You have island in you have an accent. a little bit.
Oh,
Huh?
thank you. It was still there. I tried to get rid of it. Yeah. Born and raised in Brooklyn. My parents are from the Caribbean. They're from both of my parents are from Trinidad.
Now I can hear it. I was gonna say either Trinidad or Jamaica, but I can hear the Trinidad. How do you say that?
Okay.
Wow, that's what's up. I can. I never knew that when you was in the, you kind of kept the accent low back in the day.
Yeah, because I had a very thick accent. I remember training in OVW, and we had promo class.
Yeah.
And a few of my colleagues who were helping me out. I remember especially Beth Phoenix. I did a promo. She's like, "Man, you had great intensity. The charisma was good." I didn't understand too much of what you said because the accent is so thick. But you have something there. Okay, I gotta start. I went on YouTube at the time. I started looking up, reading out loud. I had to make sure I could hear myself.
Yeah, when I noticed it was a heavy accent there, and when you said tune instead of tune, I said, "Oh, there it is."
It comes out every now and then. I work on it. Thank you for bringing it to my knowledge.
Nah, but that's you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a beautiful thing, and it's ironic too because you coming into wrestling with the accent. And you trying to mask it a little bit. Then they had guys with no accent trying to put on accents. It's a crazy balance back in the day.
Yeah, because I didn't want that to interfere with the character.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be straight up, Brooklyn, dudes from the neighborhood of Brooklyn. I didn't want to be like, oh, there's a little Trini in there, that's Caribbean.
Yeah. If you
so,
would have went in there with that,
it's going to be Caribbean. I ain't gonna have layers to it.
You think they would have tried to push you in like a Kofi Kingston kind of direction if the?
I hope not. I mean, but if that was my door to get in, I would do what I have to do. Even make my accent even more, enhance my accent even more.
Yeah. So when did I know I seen it on your YouTube channel, but for my viewers, the Crime Time gimmick, how did that come about, and how did y'all pitch it? Like, were y'all ever apprehensive to it? Like, how did y'all come about that?
So I was like, the story goes, I was doing the gimmick with the homie Abraham Washington. We were doing I was in the amateur class. Shad was in the contract class because he had a contract. So I had to work my way up from the bottom, doing amateur shows. And, Abraham Washington had some personal issues. I kept the look of the Crime Time gimmick, just the look. We also had a tryout with WWE. But, he had some personal issues, so he stepped aside. So I kept the look. And I believe it was Danny and Al Snow that decided to put me and Shad together. And then from there, we just took off. And we kept the Crime Time look. Shad was initially going to do tights at first, but they wanted both to match to look like a tag team. So during the, I think maybe like our third live event, Shad switched to jeans and Timbs, and we both adopted the Crime Time look.
As I was watching back, and again, I wrote this question before I actually watched your video, but before, when I used to watch you, I used to get a blend of 50 Cent and Jagged Edge. You said Soulja Boy in your video, but something gave me a little Jagged Edge vibe about you a little bit. One of the twins. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. When I first started wrestling, I used to have not so-called fans come up to me and say, "Oh, can I get your autograph?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, it's wrestling." And, yeah. And he's like, "Oh, you have to do some Jagged Edge." I'm like, "Wow, no, I'm JTG from Crime Time." Yeah, but I've heard that a lot of times.
That's crazy that you could even pass over.
Was definitely an influence. That's where we got the bulletproof vest.
Yeah. Now y'all definitely kept it New York at a time where gimmicky, stereotypical wrestling, like that was refreshing to see. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from New York. I'm from Staten Island. So seeing it, that resonates. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that. I'm a big fan of G Unit. So like that was always the thing for me.
Yeah, definitely big influence from G Unit. What was that game at the time? My partner, my tag team partner, Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah. Shout out to Def Jam was crazy. That's one of my favorite games, bro. They need to bring that back. They got to bring it back. You a gamer?
Oh yeah, I'm a big gamer. But the last time I played video games, like seriously, was during the pandemic. So I say about it's been like 4 years. But I knocked out some good ones. The Western, Red Dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Red Dead is fire. I love
Oh
Red
yeah,
Dead.
took that. Vince played that. Yeah, got that out the way. Spider-Man beat that. Started playing Metal Gear. Played the remake of Final Fantasy VII. Beat that.
That's a tough one to play, but I guess when you
Oh,
got a
yeah.
lot of time,
Assassin's Creed knocked that one out the park too. Beat that one, and then I took a break until Photo 6. I'm gonna take a break.
my pandemic gaming was I wanted to beat every Resident Evil, and it
Oh,
drove
Resident
me
Evil.
crazy, bro. That was the
Ooh,
roughest week. I did it in a week though, because I had nothing but time. You know what I'm saying?
which one? PlayStation, the
They
PlayStation throwback, or you did the
they
most one?
remade it, so I did all the remakes except for the first one. I
Oh,
didn't do the first
the
one.
remake is cool to relive, but I
Yeah,
can't. I don't know if I can stomach the new Resident Evil and play the next one. That's wild.
it's crazy. Nah, that was my go-to.
I'm looking forward to another pandemic. I need another
What?
game binge.
Yo, the pandemic has some crazy moments though, right? Like you go on the highway, it's empty. If you made it
Empty.
to a store, it was empty. Like they didn't have shit on the shelves, but it was
Uber Eats was making. They was getting food delivered to you. It was a good. It had its good and bad times.
yeah, created a lot of content creators. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
that.
yeah, we got verses.
Yeah, right. It did create some moments. I feel like the world got spoiled though. Like everything started closing earlier.
Nobody was going to work. Everybody
Yeah,
paid still.
it was a
People had time to do conspiracy research.
yeah.
That's
That's a fact.
I was head first into conspiracy theories between gaming.
Nah, definitely. Back to you as a tag team, because like the charisma and then the powerhouse pairing, right? I feel like y'all are etched in stone with the Shawn Michaels and the Diesels, all the way to like the Enzos and the Casses. Like y'all play a big part in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's an unforgettable pairing. Like who's your powerhouse and technical wrestler combos that you look up to, or you know what I'm saying, motivate you to continue at the time to be the tag team you were?
Oh, for Crime Time,
Mm,
we definitely looked at Heart Foundation
fire.
because you had the Anvil, you had
Brett and
the,
Anvil.
and
Mm-hmm.
then we also looked at Vince. This is straight out of Vince's mouth. He wanted us to watch some Eddie Guerrero, Chavo Guerrero matches and segments because he also wanted us to cheat to win. And I
Yeah.
wish we would have. I wish we would have had more fun with that because we only did it maybe like one or two times in our matches. Switched to robot defensively. But with the prime time game, I think we got away with a lot. Got get away with a lot.
Yeah, you guys did a lot more of like the stealing and the fun shit in promo and vignettes. You didn't really get to do it in ring as much, right?
Yeah, just a few times, but nothing like for the fans here.
So from like the backstage promos and the things like we would see you and Vince and the William Regals and everybody backstage, right? As we look back in the era we in now, were you guys having fun, or was like this is just a job? Like, did you ever look at it like, yo, this is kind of crazy? Like,
Too, still being new. When we did that SummerSlam skit with Regal, and he just went off. That was like, I didn't know he was going to pull that off. I was still trying to get my composure. But yeah, that was fun. That was definitely fun. I didn't look at it like being forced. There was some things that we didn't want to do, but we made the best out of it. Some stuff we just didn't. We put our foot down, but we just didn't do it.
what's the craziest thing they wanted y'all to do? Like, you was like, nah, this is this ain't it.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I remember one time on Word Up, they wanted us to say something along the words of. It just came off so cringe that it was something like it was a Christmas shopping thing, and they wanted us to say something about being in a penitentiary because it rhymed. And it was just like, it's not needed. And it's just like because we're black, we say penitentiary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like? Because I gotta ask a couple questions about Vincent a little bit. But what was it like hearing him drop the M-bomb, walking around and shit like that? Was that crazy to y'all? Or
It was definitely wild. I think that time we were with the company. No, yeah, because we had took a hiatus because that was around the time Chris Noir did that had the incident. And I remember we put the name, we had the names crime in our name. I was still on the contract, but we weren't at TV when we did it. But it was definitely, when I saw that, I'm like, wow, they saw the do rag. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A part of me feels like I shouldn't laugh at Vince with a do-rag, but at the time, it was entertaining. It was strangely funny, but it's still crazy, though.
Sometimes I wonder, like, because when you have that much money, you know, you got to do some dumb joint, not some dumb joint, some stuff to push the envelope that you wouldn't necessarily do, like wear a do rag and say the N word.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if the Cubs lose, you gotta wear a do rag. You gotta say the N word. You lost the bet.
Yeah.
You did it. You gotta win.
So before I do get to Vince, like I said before, I think y'all are, like I said, top 5 for Mount Rushmore black tag teams, right? For my top 5, I would have y'all, Harlem Heat, New Day, obviously, Soul Patrol, and Street Profits. Is that safe to say, like, you feel like you belong among them names?
Oh, definitely belong amongst those names, and I appreciate the honor.
Definitely, bro. Yeah, nah, for sure. For sure. Like, y'all still get talked about today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put in y'all, like I say, y'all etched in stone. Like, you really are. Like, y'all really made a moment in time that's still talked about.
Thank you. Yeah. I just did a YouTube video on my top, my Mount Rush, specifically black tag teams. And shit, I had to come up with 5. It would definitely be Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
New Day was on my list.
Definitely.
Let me see, New Day, Primetime. Can I throw ourselves in there?
You gotta throw yourselves in there.
Name some other tag teams.
You know what, though?
I did enjoy what was MVP's group for a short while.
You talking about Her Business?
Yes.
See, that's the thing. That's what I was gonna say. Like with the Her Business and Nation, right? Like those are more like stables. Y'all are pure tag team.
Yeah, we were pure tag team.
Yeah, so that's why I can't include them. But they did definitely make a moment. Nation obviously made a moment, but I feel like they were too much of a stable. Like I don't even think they held. Did the Nation ever hold tag team titles? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, they didn't.
Yeah, so I can't even.
Yeah, they weren't known for this. Yeah, you're right. They weren't known.
Mm-hmm. So that leads me to the $1 million question. I know you answered it before plenty of times. Why y'all never won the belt? Like, what happened? Press gang, what up? This portion of the show is sponsored by SeatGeek. Looking to go to your first live wrestling event or any other live event for that matter? Can't make it to the event you already purchased your tickets for? Then head over to SeatGeek. Use my promo code SelfMadeJoey for $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. Download the SeatGeek app or visit SeatGeek.com. Make sure you use my promo code SelfMadeJoey for $20 off your first order. Go get some tickets. We go to events all the time. I want to see you there. Go get some tickets. SeatGeek. We got to talk about it. That was so over.
Politics, man. You know that always plays a part when it comes to representing the company. There's been a few instances, like I said, I put in a YouTube video where we were slated that we were supposed to tag team titles, but you know when you step in the wrong shoes or you spit in the wrong cylinder, it puts the wrong people off and things change. And
to be as over as y'all were.
From what I know, plans changed about 3 times becoming the tag team champions.
Since you already put it on your channel, you mind running that back over here? Because I know you already put the content out, but what are the 3 times?
Yeah. So one of the first times you were supposed to win the tag team titles, I believe it was either in Africa or on the pay-per-view coming back. We came back from Africa because we were supposed to tour. We had a South Africa tour. This was back in 2007, I believe, October. And there was a pay-per-view around that time. Was it given? Not sure. But we got released. That Monday. And we were supposed to leave back for that Monday. And we found out that they replaced us with what's their names? Paul London and what's the other dude's name? Paul London and
Brian Kendrick?
Yeah, they put the titles on them in South Africa, and then Lance King and Trevor Murdoch won it back.
Imagine, Crown Time could have won the titles in Africa.
That would have been wild.
But they put it on 2 of the whitest guys on the roster?
Man, they couldn't find 2 black replacements in time.
That would have been a moment, right, in Africa? I don't even remember. It's been so long since they've been in Africa. I didn't even remember that. That's crazy. Y'all could have won it
Yeah.
in Africa, bro.
Well, everything, well, wasn't meant to be.
That's
Never
it.
been to Africa, never been to champ. I was like 2 birds out with one stone.
So what? So as you look back, like, are you anything sour about it? Like, I can't believe we didn't get to actually hold that on our resume, or it's like, you know what, we still did everything we're
Nah,
supposed to do.
I'm not sound about nothing. One of the unfortunate ones that was able to perfect my craft and make it to the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just getting to that level and still being remembered after how many years? 7 years since I've been away from the company, and still getting showed love. Still people want me to return, fans. So this love is still there. That's my philosophy. If it was for prime time to be the uncrowned champions, the people's champions, we'll go down for that.
Yeah. Did at the time, did Shad ever like have any like reservations or be upset at the fact that y'all never won? Was that something that y'all both agreed on, that listen, we did our thing and it is what
Yeah,
it
we
is?
both we did our thing, and that's what we said that also when we were under contract. We had the fans supporting us; they had our back. But because of booking, we weren't able to get to a certain level. And tag teams wasn't being pushed as much, so they took advantage of every segment, every time we were on camera, to make sure we shine and we look good.
Yeah.
That's what we did. The opportunity we had on camera, we had fun, and you guys felt it.
Yeah. And you know what, y'all look like money. You know what I'm saying? Like, where we from, especially in that time, y'all had the jewelry. Like, it would have been a good look. You know what I'm saying? To for y'all to have that extra on y'all resume. But like you said too, and like I feel like y'all definitely did y'all thing. And either way, y'all are remembered and y'all are mentioned among the greats. You know what I'm saying? And again, R.I.P. to Shad. Like, he's legend. You know what I'm saying? Things that he's done in the ring and the way he's transitioned, he was like a legend. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah. What was the locker room like back in the day? Because that era, is that still considered the Attitude Era when you were there, like on the heels of it, or is it?
It was like it was the ruthless aggression era,
Yeah, right.
and we had heavy hitters in there. As soon as you say Undertaker's name, that's when you have Undertaker in the locker room, it's a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also JBL, JBL in the locker room.
That's what I was gonna ask you. That's where I was going to, because they say
Yeah,
JBL's a
so
dick.
yeah, it was definitely, especially being young, so I was 21, and then you hearing stories, and then you're experiencing it. Yeah, it was like walking on eggshells in the first couple of years.
Is the reputation that JBL had accurate, or was he cool with you? Like, how did y'all deal?
He was cool with me.
Yeah.
He was cool with me, but I did definitely see him take out his anger sometimes on some talent.
That's Ken Blackman. Is Ken Blackman? Yeah, I heard like Ken Blackman was that's one of the stories that's all over YouTube. Was supposed to
Ken Blackman?
Is it Blackman? Steve Blackman, not Ken. Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. Steve Blackman's a badass.
They said he wanted to kill JBL. Like, that's the story out. Like, he was,
Oh, I gotta read that story. From what I hear Steve Blackman is a badass, and I wouldn't think that he would take anything from JBL, but we'll see.
You know what's funny about that? Al Snow told it. I'm gonna DM it to you when we get on. Al Snow told that story.
Yeah, definitely
Send you that. Before I want to ask you about Vince. So I want to start it off with, what made you pick riding in the car with Dolph Ziggler over Vince?
Man, it was such a. I went to default mode. Like, I forgot who Vince was, and I stuck to the code, the brother code, because when you're in the locker room, you don't want to be known as the ride jumper.
Yeah.
And when you start a loop with somebody, you end the loop with somebody. You don't jump in with somebody else because they're a little cheaper, or you stick with the same person that you ended it with. And also, I had his bags with me at the same time too, and I didn't think to throw his bags in the locker. Everything happened so quick. And yeah, and that's what happened. It was a default mode, so I'm already riding. Yeah. That's what happened. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't trained.
For all the viewers, head over to JTG's page. He describes this in detail. It's actually comedy. I was cracking up when I was watching it. Not too many people get that opportunity to ride with Vince or the one-on-one. Like that at that moment in time.
He definitely took it personally.
But how was Vince with y'all off camera? Like we see everything that was on camera.
Vince was always professional. It was always a good vibe, a good professional vibe. There's this, nothing really sticks out where we had like a rift.
Yeah.
I might have waited outside his office maybe for a while, but I didn't really have to speak to him. But yeah, I don't have any negative stories one-on-one with Vince.
Like to look at the like allegations and things like that today. Like, does that shock you, or it's like I could kind of see it, or like how do you?
I could kind of see it. Yeah, I'm not shocked.
Looking back, it's crazy, right? Like Vince was wild, bro.
And he spent a lot of time on his phone. But yeah, I'm not shocked at all. That was one of the incidents that was brought up in the allegations.
Ashley Massaro.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely remember. I don't remember all the details of what exactly happened at that time, but I remember there was something going on with her. But I wasn't told the details, but I definitely remember something going on at that time. And I was, divas talk. I've heard, some things, but at the time it was kind of like, it seemed kind of, it didn't sound true.
Yeah.
It was like too close to home.
Yeah.
And then when everything started unraveling, a couple of months ago, it was like, oh, now it makes sense.
Especially when you look at these guys and they're like larger than life. Sometimes they're like your heroes growing up, like the Hulk Hogans and the Vinces and all that.
You said Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that definitely went hit home.
Yeah, right? Because Hogan was everybody's hero at one point. And it's like, damn, not you. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing with Vince. Like, not you, bro. Like, you made my childhood in a sense. And, like, not you.
I mean, but you always played that character, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But, I mean, Vince created a whole entity that we...
I know.
Like, come on, Vince, bro. Like, how was, like, with Brock? How were you with Brock? Because it's like...
Brock was actually cool with me. No issues with him.
Yeah.
He actually gave me a ride one time. Where were we? In St. Louis?
Mm.
Yeah, we were working out at the gym. He recognized me. One of the crime time boys. I was like, we went to the same place. We were leaving the gym at the same time. And I jumped forward and gave me a ride. I forget that. But other than that, we never really had any other altercation other than that. And I seen him around backstage, but nothing, engaging.
Yeah.
He offered me a ride. Thank you, Brock.
Shout out to Brock. Who was some of your favorite tag teams to work with or against?
I love working with Miz and Morrison.
Miz is still there. Miz is still putting on, man. Shout out to Miz.
Miz is still putting in the work. Yeah. He was doing .coms. I don't know if you remember that. He was beefing on .com. That was a lot of fun going back and forth. What else? Tag teams. I remember that. When we first started, we worked a lot on all events. Spirit Squad. That was great to work with. Because OVW, all of them came from OVW, and we came up together. So when you're walking into a multi-million-dollar company at 21 years old, it's good to work with people that you're comfortable with at that level.
Spirit Squad is part of one of my favorite moments in wrestling. The DX reunion, I can still watch that and get chills. Like, just seeing that was an amazing moment. And that's such a weird stable. Like, I didn't get it, but I was like, I get it. But I'm like,
it worked.
It worked somehow.
You pitch it out loud, you say it out loud, it's like, what the hell are you thinking? But it worked.
It definitely worked. It was kind of like they took Mean Street Posse and then turned them into cheerleaders in a way. Like, it was a weird trend. I don't know. Something about Vince knowing how to work weird gimmicks, man. Like, he does know how to
work.
do it.
Sometimes it don't. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice, man.
So, do you still watch the product? Like, you still in tune with WWE?
Every now and then, I keep up with some of with a lot of it on social media most of the time.
Mm.
But I barely watch. I barely watch Raw SmackDown. I missed SummerSlam this past Saturday. Like it's on Saturdays now. That threw me off.
Yeah.
I'm so used to it being on Sundays.
Sundays, yeah. Mm.
Um, but I definitely tune in for WrestleManias, the Royal Rumbles, and this depends on the main event. I'll check it on the pay-per-views, but it's very rare that I watch Raw SmackDown. But I do keep up with it with the highlights on social media.
From what you do see, how do you feel about Triple H? What type of job he's doing? Like, what's your relationship with Triple H? Because I like Triple H. I feel like is he's on my Mount Rushmore of greats. Like, I don't think Triple H gets the credit that you know what I'm saying. But you know the behind the scenes shit. So
on a business level, I think Triple H is doing a great job. Um, with the booking and talent. You can't hit all home runs, but from what he's doing, the Bloodline storyline is going good. What else am I enjoying? I'm glad the direction they took with LA Knight because I knew the talent that LA Knight had, and when they made him a manager. What was his name again?
Max Dupree, I think it was.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, what are they doing with the homie? Oh, the homie got so much more talent than
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they brought in Jacob Fatu. I worked him a lot of the injuries. Great in the ring and outside the ring. Great head on the shoulders. He's definitely a future champion.
He has been booked perfectly, and he is executing perfectly. I show my wife before he was on the way because she's not a new wrestling fan, but she's within the last 3 years she's been really heavy. So like I was showing, I said, "Babe, you don't even know when they bring Jacob over, the whole game elevates." Showing the highlights, and I'm like, not to mention he trimmed down a lot, but when he was heavier, he was still doing what he's doing today at that weight, which is insane. No, to be that size, to be doing springboard moonsaults and all type of wild shit. It's crazy to see him do that.
So that's one of my goals, man. For me and Jacob Fatu to run our match back in the WWE ring. So we'll see.
Where did y'all wrestle? Is it? I said, where did y'all wrestle?
Oh, we wrestled a few times. We wrestled in a cage out here in California. We had a 6-man street fight. We had singles matches in House of Glory. Yeah, we had a few encounters.
So, 2 more questions, WWE related. The split between Crime Time. How did y'all was that y'all idea, or they pitched it to you and you said, let's do it?
It wasn't our idea, but we were kind of cool with it. Yeah. Because they at the time, it's not that we didn't want to be a tag team, they just wasn't showing up to the tag team. And, we both thought we brought something different singles. Shad wanted to, do his big man role, but I thought he would have been a tremendous at, if given the opportunity, he's given, a little bit more of a segment, someone who can elevate him to the next level.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need sometimes. Like, you just need a breakout star. You need that another established star to help break you through. And I don't think we both had that opportunity when we became breakout stars.
Yeah. So, last WWE question: your send off. You take the Cobra.
Oh man.
The craziest sell that I've ever seen from anybody receiving the Cobra. But at the same time, I'm like, if you think about it, that's how somebody should take a spot like that, because you get bit by the snake. It's not a snake, but it's like that made the most sense in a weird way. Whose idea was that? That was you?
That was definitely all me. I've taken the Cobra from Santino Falls.
That's how I know you New York, because I was gonna say it, but I'm like, I don't keep it professional.
I've taken the Cobra from Santino a few times before, previously. And I always try to outsell myself, especially if I take a finisher before. I always try to outsell it and make my opponent pop while we're in the ring. Because sometimes that's one of our goals, like one of our Easter eggs. If you watch some of our matches, sometimes you're trying to make our opponent, lose dude's character
Yeah.
live. Especially if you like watch some promos sometimes, you can see like even Roman Reigns is a really straightforward character. But,
Yeah.
sometimes the Usos or Sami Zayn might say something might pop Roman,
Yeah.
and sometimes that's the goal. That was my goal there, was to pop Santino, and also keep it realistic as possible. I thought it was great. I got a standing ovation when I came back from the boys. Tyson Kidd is now
Producer, right?
agent. He's the person that come up to me like, that was amazing. We all lost it back here. And then from the boys in the back, finally seeing the reaction from the fans when they finally saw it. They're like, oh, I did something.
For you being close with Dolph, was that something y'all worked on together, like the ability to sell like that? Because Dolph is one of the best sellers in the game. So is that like something like did he come in? He came into the game before you, correct?
Yes. And we did train together doing OVW.
So was he always good at selling like that?
Yeah, because he was always good at selling because it's who you idolize and who you love. And as you already know, he's
HBK all day. Yeah, all day.
He loved Mr. Perfect. And he loved those two. Those two great sellers combined. They're going to be a great seller too. I love Mr. Perfect. I love Shawn Michaels. There's some more other great sellers out there, but they're not going to. I always try to outdo Shawn Michaels and Mr. Perfect. I put Dolph Ziggler on the list.
Yeah. So 2 questions I always ask everybody: worst receipt that you've given, and the worst receipt that you received.
The worst receipt that I was given?
That you gave, or and the worst that you received?
Oh, I think the first time I got a black eye. I got a black eye. I believe it was in Madison Square Garden. It wasn't even on Raw. It was on that Heat. I believe I got kicked in the eye like a shoe. I got a black eye. I'm trying to remember what I got it for. I think I wasn't moving around because I think I was in the heat. I was in the middle of the heat, and I think I got rocked and I was in one place. And I think my opponent wanted me to move around. I was in one place, but I got rocked.
Yeah.
So I don't think he mean to give me a black eye, but he kicked me in my head and said a black eye.
What's the worst receipt you've given?
I don't think I've given anybody a receipt intentionally. And if I did, it was like really bad. It's probably just a stiff just to wake you up or let you know, like, hey, chill out. Nothing really to leave a mark. Nothing. I never got to that point yet where I had to really hurt somebody and it stood out.
Yeah.
But I definitely give him receipts. Yeah. But it wasn't nothing.
So the hardest bump you've ever taken then?
Huh?
Hardest bump you ever took?
Hardest bump? Man, I took some crazy bumps. I think a flat back bump off the cage from the top rope.
Flat back off the cage?
Yeah, with Jacob Fatu. We was on the ropes. I was trying to climb over the top of the cage, Samoan headlights, and I took a flat back bump from the top. Not from the top of the cage, but from the rope. I was trying to climb over.
See, I gotta watch that now. What promotion was that for?
Ooh, that was the SoCal Wrestling, I believe. I think I have it saved in my YouTube download. I can send you the link.
Yeah, send it.
Yeah.
What's your do you prefer the indies? Like if there was an opportunity to go back to WWE or AEW or something like that, do you prefer the indies, or is that something you would want to do if offered?
The indies has its pros and cons. With the indies, I could try stuff. I have more flexibility, with theme music or character stuff. I can just try new stuff.
Yeah.
With WWE, you either come packaged or they're going to give you a package and you got to make it work. And with promos, strict, everything is strict with WWE.
Yeah.
If you get the outside, you got to run it past them. Being a free agent, it feels good to be free.
Yeah, I bet.
But with WWE, you got that platform. You got all those eyes on you.
In this regime, would you want to go back? in this regime, like the way things are today, would you want to go back?
Yeah. I know what comes with the territory for the first time coming true. I'm past that. I was business, so I know what I'm walking into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you? What's the main promotions you wrestle for now? You got anything coming up?
Yeah. I believe at the end of the month I got Gawd, House of Glory Wrestling. I have some shows that I'm doing in Canada. Also, was it Caribbean Wrestling? Yeah, I got some dates. Got some dates lined up. Don't to you on top of my head.
Yo, if you can, too, send them to me. If it's anywhere close to me, I'll pop out and I want to promote it. I want to post it on my pages.
Oh, definitely. I think I do have one in Brooklyn coming up. So yeah, you definitely pull up for that one.
Yeah, let me know. I'll cop some tickets. I'll come out. Definitely want to pull up.
Sounds good. Yeah, Battle Pro Wrestling or Battle. I'll send you the info on that too.
All right. So for as many years as you spent in the game, what was last couple of questions? What would you tell some of the new guys trying to break into the business? Like, what advice would you have for them?
I would tell them don't come into it for the money, because that's not going to get you through those hard times. And there will definitely be hard times, especially in the entertainment industry. What's going to get you through those rough times is your love for the game. If I didn't love what I did, I would quit a long time ago. You have to be humble, and just listen. Whatever you think you know, don't know, just shut up. If you know it already, and someone's repeating it, learn it twice, learn it 3 times. You can learn it from different people, but just close mouth, open ears, and just be humble. Yeah. Have a good head on your shoulders, be teachable, and you're gonna have to have passion for it, because the money's there, but there's only like the 1 or 3% that makes like the big money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
But you should always strive for that.
Yeah.
Always strive to be that, the top percent, to be the draw.
Yeah. Okay. If you can, shout out the T-shirt. The T-shirt brand, your line that you wear in your videos.
Oh yeah, the Crime Time for Life shirt. That's for sale. I'll put the links in the video at the end of every video. Also, you can offer Pro Wrestling Tees, Crime Time for Life. Get your Crime Time for Life.
Yes, sir. And I shout out your YouTube page. Please go subscribe. What's your YouTube page?
Oh, Jay the Gawd.
Jay the Gawd.
That's it.